quickly mute back. So who is going first? Where are you streaming from? Okay, I can see Abigail Obong, Port Harcourt, Dr. Yetunji, Ife. That's good. That's good. Let's keep it coming. Thank you. Thank you. How's the weather in Port Harcourt? How's the weather in Ife? Taiwo is in Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos like me. Today, the weather has been cool and calm. Uncle B is calling from Canada. How is Canada? Amoke is in Abuja. How is Abuja? Oh, Abigail says cold and calm. Yes, Lagos today too has equally been calm. Annie Agatha, Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos has been cool, calm. It drizzled in the morning. Yes. Ore Love from Benin. How is Benin City? How is the weather? Has it been raining? I know most parts of Lagos, most parts of Nigeria, it has been raining because we're in rainy season now. So what do we expect? Oh, it has been raining in Benin. Yes. Rain, 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 rain. It's time. So we just have to enjoy the rain. Some of us that don't like rainy season, but what will we do? We manage. We manage the cold. Okay, it's still drizzling. It drizzled a bit here in Lagos, but okay, Motu is calling from Ilorin. Hi, is Ilorin. Augusta from Benin. We have different people from different parts of the world. That's nice. Nice to meet everyone. It's good to be here. And I promise you, Uju from Canada. How is Canada? What part of Canada are you calling from? And today, we're at the Unspoken webinar. And I am assuring you, your time will not be wasted. It will be worth your while. The time you will spend on this Zoom. You will be glad you attended. You'll be glad you were here. I promise you, this is going to be a life-changing event. I don't want to talk too much. We're going to have a guest who is going to come on and she's going to, blow our minds and take us to another level of, understanding how your life should be. The title of the webinar says Unspoken, and we're going to be talking a lot about healing, about thriving after the storm, divorce, separation, that journey that some of us found ourselves in. We're going to be talking about that. And I just want you to sit back, relax. There's going to be time for questions. I'm going to be hearing testimonials from other people, and just be expectant. So I'm going to ask one or two people. I've already given, a summary of what to expect, but I want to hear from one or two people. What are your expectations when you saw the flyer and you registered to sign up to join this webinar? What were you expecting? What were your expectations? So I'd like to hear from one or two people. Your expectations. Uju, can you tell us something? I'm okay. I'm trying to remember some of the names. Dr. Yetunji, can you just share with us your expectations on, oh, you want to be here. You could have been anywhere, but you're here. So definitely you had some expectations. So what are those expectations? I would like to hear. Who is going? I mentioned some names. If you like to speak or you want to drop the comments in the chat box, I will be glad. Augusta, Uju, Oreoluwa, can you just share what are your expectations? What are you expecting to hear, to learn from this few hours we're going to be spending here? Nobody is willing to say anything. Are we shy? Are we shy? What are our expectations?
Okay, can I speak?
Okay, somebody is saying something.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I actually just stepped out from an event. So, but I'm expecting the best as usual from Dr. Edu. I'm expecting to grow more, to learn more, to learn, unlearn, and be happy again.
Okay, thank you so much, Orelov. So let me take some comments from the chat box. Dr. Oyetunji says, I want to hear how people handled their divorce journey. Isaac says, for me, it is to consolidate on my learnings as I go on this journey. And Ishaya Docker says, okay, I'm expecting to learn and grow on this healing journey. Okay, I'm Dorcas, by the way. Nice to meet you, Dorcas. A new version of me should emerge and spring up. That's what Motun Rayo says. Augusta, how to cope with the challenge of life after separation, especially the stigma. Eso, I hope I got that right. Oluwa Damilola, I want to learn how people moved on and healed, especially seeing how people look at you. Oreoluwa says, I want to learn how people moved on and healed after a narcissistic abuse. Moturaya says, well, for me, we just got separated 2023. I want to take it a step further, so I need help. African Edibles, I don't know your name, but that's what I'm seeing, African Edibles. Okay, I'm seeing that. Good evening, everyone. I am Winnie. Okay, Winnie, I'm expecting to learn how to cope with separation. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Thank you so much. And I promise you that you're going to learn and your questions will be answered. And a lot of light will be shed on gray areas. So just make sure you are here till the very end. And I'm still getting comments to know how to navigate while on my decision, how to navigate co-parenting without drama, a lot that, everyone is expecting. So I promise you that you're going to just sit back. What are the possibilities of remarrying after a divorce? Okay, so we're going to move on now. There'll be time for questions. But before then, for someone like me, I have been there. I was in a marriage and I had to leave the marriage. There was abuse and, I started a new life after the marriage had ended. And there was a lot I had to learn. There was a lot I had to navigate. But one thing that helped me to be able to cope on my journey was when I had to heal. And the healing journey consists of different things. Therapy, a lot of things, rediscovering yourselves. And when I embarked on that journey, it opened up my eyes, my mind, so many. So we're going to be talking about these things in the course of this Unspoken webinar. But before we go ahead, I want to share somebody to come up. She has gone through therapy. She has healed. She's still healing because healing is a continuous journey. But I want her to come and share her testimonial on how she was before, how therapy helped her, and where she is right now. So I'm going to be calling on, she told me that her name, but I don't want to spoil it. So Oreoluwa Martha. I'm going to be calling on her to come and just few minutes, 3 minutes max, just summarize, let us know how the journey has been so far. We call her Orelov. So Orelov, over to you. Orelov, are you there?
Yes. Hello, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. I can see you, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening. My name is Igariba Mata Oreoluwa, but people call me Orelo. Without taking much of your time, I just want to say one or two things about the first therapy
Therapy.
class. Yes, my first therapy class.
Yeah.
And that was a breakthrough for me. Before the therapy class, I had trust issues. I do not trust because my trust had been betrayed several times, and it was so difficult for me to trust. I told Dr. Ebon that that was just my issue, and I had trust issue, and I had issue of dating. I just didn't know how to date again. There were a lot of people coming my way, people wanting not to go to date, but I was just scared. You know, that fear, the fear of the unknown, and the fear of after giving my all, what's the need for me? Heartbreak again, or you know what I experienced in my first marriage. But I just want to thank God that after the therapy, the doctor had been kept on, she was on my case in the class and even in the general group. When I keep complaining and ranting, everybody knew, even my ex's name. My ex's name, I think, was one of the popular names on that group. When I start again, she would just tell me, "Oh, love, leave Lambert alone. Work on yourself. Work on yourself, and everything will fall in place. Stop complaining. See the good and the positive side of it." And I won't lie. That helped me. She said, "See,
Oh, we seem to have network
I'm
hitches.
too
Okay.
parenting."
Love, you seem to be breaking. I guess it's network issues. We can't. Your camera is. You're frozen. I'm believing it's network doing its thing.
My
Yeah, it's the network.
access.
I think we can just move on.
Hello,
Okay, she's
hello,
here.
can you hear me? Yeah, the
Yeah,
call
We
we
can
were
keeps
not
hear you
coming
hearing you for
down
now.
a
and
bit.
declining. Okay. So two things that I took from that first therapy. One was to work on myself and
Okay.
learn to take risk.
Okay.
Everything is a risk, you know. I worked on myself. Dr. Ever said, work on yourself. So that was just a deal breaker for me. Then the second was co-parenting. You know, she would tell me not to deny my ex access because at some point I had to deny him access to the children. But the moment I yielded to those stuff they taught us, that Dr. Evan taught us in the group, and that was it for me. Now we co-parent well. I don't have issues, although he has remarried, even before I got remarried. Now everything is working perfectly well. There's no issue. Even in not bringing money or cutting the money like a fish, I no longer feel bad. I don't get stressed up again like before. If it is before, I would cry, I would complain, but now everything is fine. And I want to say again, another beautiful part that God did for me. After that therapy, Dr. Ebu gave us some affirmations to work with. If you are in that group, you remember. I followed up those affirmations. I kept on saying it every morning. I would go to the group. I would say it to myself, and that was it. I want to say now, as a testimony, that I'm in a relationship that is building to marriage. Although I'm taking my time, he's not in the country, he's abroad, but everything is working well. Everything is
Thank
beautiful.
you. That's
It's all I have.
amazing.
It's all I asked for in a man. And it's somebody I knew before, but I blocked him. When I saw that the girl said, but girls like, I have to block him. So now it's like he has finished, he has rocked his life, and everybody now, the both of us now are back to where we want. I want to give God all the glory. God is faithful. I don't have
Thank
those
you so
fears.
much,
I don't have
Love.
those fears. Yes,
Thank you.
those fears are no longer there. So I just want to thank Dr. Eddie. Thank you.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if
Thank you so much. Thank you for your wonderful testimonial. I'm so glad you're in a good place right now. And I can testify to that. I knew you before, during, and now. And I can say that there has been a whole lot of difference in the positive direction. So without wasting much time, I'm going to call on our guest for today, Dr. Ebun Fawale. She's going
Thank
to come
you.
and speak to us. She's a therapist, lead therapist, Lavender Hub, and she has a group, Sunshine Hub, where We learn and we grow. It's a group for single, divorced and separated people. That's what the group is about. Sorry, somebody is saying I should check my audio. I hope you can hear
Your
me.
audio is good. I can hear you. I can hear
Yeah.
you.
So I was talking about our guests. She's coming up now. I don't want to waste too much time. I don't want to talk too much. She's a psychologist. She has a group, a community of separated and divorced men and women, where she teaches us and is leading us on how to be better versions of ourselves. Having gone through divorce and the trauma, she's a voice, in the wilderness, leading us in the way that you can live after a storm, and not just live, you can thrive, and you can be the best version of yourself. So I present to you the delectable, the beautiful Dr. Ebun Fawole. Good evening, Doctor. Welcome. Over to you.
Good evening, Christy. Thank you very much for that introduction. Thank you, Aurelio, for the testimonial. I really appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nora. Good evening, Abigail. Good evening, Annie, Motsunrayo, Ajakaye, African Edibles, Orelua Dunsin. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Oyetunji. Thank you so much for joining. It's such a privilege to have you all in this room. Please, I want us all, if you are on the Unspoken group, I want to plead your indulgence to go there on your WhatsApp group to do a shout out to say that we are live. And for those of us on the Sunshine Hub community, WhatsApp community group, let's go there to call on people that we are live. So welcome everyone from Canada, from Enugu, from Benin, from Ibadan, from Lagos, from Ilorin. Thank you so much for joining. People joining in from Abuja, thank you. You are in for an interesting and amazing ride this evening. So if you are ready, can I see you drop in the chat group? Ready, 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 ready. If you are ready, I want to see in the chat session, ready. Just drop in the chat session, ready. Now talking and looking at the, I'm still looking at the ready. Let it keep coming. Let it keep coming. I'm so excited about the expectations that people have dropped on the group. Yeah, these are peculiar needs that we all have as divorced people. I'm going to share my slides now. Please let me know if you can see my slide. Can you see my slide? Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I was talking about the expectations, and I want to assure you that this evening you are in for an interesting and amazing ride. You know, when Ore was sharing her testimonial, I was just smiling because I believe that even everybody in the community knows that something has happened to Ore, like Ore has changed. Ore is not the person we all used to know. You know, when we talk about somebody who was really, number one, confused, not happy about what was going on, she just wanted solution. And she's such an energetic and a happy person. But she found herself in a state that she can't really put her hands into. And she was thinking it was, we all know her husband's name, like she said, Lambert, you know. And she will come on the group, she will rant, she will talk, Lambert, Lambert, Lambert. And this, you know, what she went through is part of the things we're going to talk about today. I can see that, yeah, thank you very much. So you can see the slide. All right, so we're going to move on and welcome to the unspoken. When we talk about the elephant in the room, divorce is the elephant in the room. Even the church that joined you, right? Even the church, the religious organization, okay, let me use that word, that joined you, don't talk about you. They put you aside like it's your life. Very few religious organization has a template or something in place to help people who have found themselves in this state. So yeah, welcome to the Unspoken webinar. Unspoken pain, unspoken grief, unspoken heartache, unspoken shame, unspoken stigma. You see, it is unspoken. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. And for some of you who have also heard Christy and Oreolua mention Sunshine Hub, this is brought to you by the Sunshine Hub. This is a community where we have divorced men and women. We have that community, we call them Sunshine Hub. On the other hand, for the men in the room, we also have the men's locker room. That is exclusive for divorced men, where we talk about all those things. I understand some of the challenges because I have been there. So we are working on finding me. I am the facilitator and my name is Ebunlomo Faole. I have a PhD in educational guidance and counseling with a certification in family systems engineering, neuro-linguistic programming, and I also have a certification in psychotrauma healing. I have been on this journey of transformation since 2016. I'm going to tell you my story as we go on this journey. And I have been able to, since 2016, I've been able to help quite a number of people find healing on their journey of divorce. I realize, if you listen to what Oreolua was talking, Love was talking about, she said something about telling her to face herself, work on herself and all that. You see, I got separated and divorced in 2011. It's going to be 14 years in November. And some of the things I went through is what you guys, the level of confusion, the level of pain. At some point, I had to change my church because it was as if when you enter the church compound, everybody is looking at you. And it's as if when you are on the streets, everybody is looking at you. So I understand how you feel. I feel your pulse. And I'm here this evening to guide you through, to take you through some of the things I did as somebody who had gone through divorce and has healed. For people on the Sunshine Hub who might be on this call this evening, who knew me when we started about 3-4 years ago, I'm sure they'll be able to tell you that this face they are looking at is a glowing Dr. Ebun. Because I had been on that journey and I'd worked on myself, right? I had worked on myself, and what I did is what I am giving you. I got my PhD while on this journey, right? I started my PhD when I was divorced, and I got my PhD. So life will happen, but you see, I have realized that self-awareness is key on the journey of life. Otherwise, we will continue to unconsciously live on the dictate of other people's directives and interpretations of who we are. We will continue to depend on what somebody has to say. We'll continue to depend on what somebody sees in you. If you are not aware, and you will keep obeying what they are saying, that's just the truth. And this is what we all are going through right now in our lives, and the circumstances that is dictating how we feel It is the circumstance that is dictating you feeling happy. When he calls or she calls or sends a message, you probably are in a state of happiness. But when his or her text message comes in, it affects you, and you just discover that your energy will just go down. Or you needed to find out something about a child or your children, you just discover that your energy will just go down. It's seeing ourselves at the circumstance is dictating how we behave, conditioned us to live and act in certain ways that you yourself, if you sit down to think about it, you will shock yourself like, but why did I even do that? But that wasn't me. So if you are not aware of who you are, the situation will dictate who you are to you. And this is a very sensitive one. If you sit down to think about the person you got married to, you might be shocked that it was because of what some people said, what somebody said, or the person that introduced you, somebody dictating the way you do things. It can even be somebody telling you that, oh, he has to be spiritual, he has to look this way, he has to be going to church and all that. Still somebody dictating. So you might want to think about it. Okay, when I married, why did I even marry? We're in the same choir together. Oh, he was a brother in Bible study. And I just feel, and because he's a church person, and they say we should marry church person. Forgetting who you are and what you really want for yourself. So it is time to find and embrace your wholeness and your authentic self. That is the self-awareness Ore was talking about when she shared her testimony. Work on yourself. When you realize who you are and embrace the you that is in you without judgment, then life becomes easier for you. Remember, I'm speaking from a place of knowing, a place of experience. If you do not know who you are, life will dictate how you should live your life to you. And you keep obeying. You will keep obeying. And you will be conditioned. For example, where you are today after the divorce. Some people are still telling you how to live your life. Some people are telling you, go and fight. Some people are saying, don't allow him access. Some people are saying, you cannot marry again. God hates divorce, People dictate. People telling us what to do. But I want us to think about it right now. And I want you to share with me. When you were going through the divorce, when things were going rough in the relationship, when you knew that marriage was going to end, and when it eventually ended, what were the emotions you felt? Do we have anyone who wants to share? You can share in the chat box. I just want to feel your pulse. What are the emotions you felt? What are the emotions you felt? I'm sure we understand what emotions are. The anger, the hurt, the betrayal, the guilt, the shame, regret. Like, why did I even marry him? I saw the green light. Oh my God. Disappointment. Oh, Chris said she felt suicidal. Anger, shame. You see, betrayal, anger, shame, pain, disgusted. Like, why did I even do it? I felt that way too. In fact, mine was worse because at some point I was feeling it was my fault. I start judging myself. I start feeling, oh, look at you. Especially when you now think about the children, be like, oh God, why did I, there's this statement people make, why did I even choose the wrong person for the children for my children? Why did I choose the wrong father? Why did I choose, when you think about those things, you feel all those emotions. You are not happy. But you see, today, we are going to be turning that around, because I'm going to let you see things differently. True, divorce is a terrible, terrible, terrible transition. Sorry, my slide on my end. I'm trying to. Okay. I want to, as much as possible, follow the conversation. Yeah. I see your comments. Somebody said, I really judged myself till date. Yeah, that emotion is valid. All the emotions we are dropping is very valid, because no human being is allowed to go through the level of pain that divorce brings. It's not a palatable one. Divorce is a significant transition, a significant life transition that brings a range of emotions and challenges. It changes the trajectory of your life. Nobody go into a marriage to say, oh, in the next 3 months or in the next 2 years, in the next 4 years, I'm going to be divorced. Nobody had that plan. So when divorce happened, it changes the trajectory. And while it is very natural to experience the pain and all the uncertainty during this process, the mindset, so now I'm touching it, the mindset which you adopt, the mindset that you adopt at that period plays a very crucial role in how you will navigate it. And so I want you to take note of that statement. That while you're going through all these emotions that you have shared with me, the mindset that you adopt plays a crucial role. There's a tendency that you're going through all this pain, the shame, the guilt, and everything. You are experiencing them. And inside you have a positive attitude. Something like, okay, this is happening. Well, I saw the red flags when we were starting. I probably was not listening. Well, this had to, probably this is the best. You know how we say those things are, well, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. By the time we go through the Sunshine Plus class in those people in the Sunshine Hub community, after going through the coaching, the therapy, and all that, people start realizing that, okay, maybe it was meant to happen, because the rate at which we're going, something bad might have happened. I might have just passed on or something. Some people have died in the relationship. And you start bringing out the positivity, and you start seeing and having a positive attitude towards it. So the mindset you adopt, even though the anger, the pain, and all that is there, the mindset you adopt play a very crucial role in how you navigate and recover from this journey of divorce. I've heard people say, I want to know how to move on after the divorce and after the separation. I want to hear how people handled it. What are the possibilities of going into another relationship, and looking at all the comments, I see that we just want to move on. We just want to do the right thing. We just want to live where we are. And I am telling you right now that the mindset that you adopt, the attitude that you put up, the attitude you put up will determine how you will navigate it. If you put up an angry attitude, you're not happy, you're just sad and all that, and you are acting up in our own experience. She had that mindset of, oh, what's his name? Lambert has destroyed my life. Oh, if not for this marriage, oh, my life has stopped. That is an attitude. I'm putting the blame on somebody else. I am saying that the attitude, you need a change of mindset, a change of attitude, because the attitude you put up will determine how you go on this journey. You cannot continue to have the same mindset that brought you to where you are. You can't continue to have the same mindset that you used in that marriage. Now you are out of it. You're still carrying the mindset. And these are the things we're going to be talking about. Divorce is not the end of your life. In fact, it is an opportunity to do what I want you to note. It's an escape route. You entered it. Now you're out of it. You can now live life on your own dictate. Remember what I said at the beginning, that some of us, the person we married was as a result of some things that were instilled in you, some way of life that you gathered that made you choose that kind of a person, that made you say, oh, and he's a Christian, he's a good Muslim. He would change. He would change because you had a belief in your mind. So you want to think about it. Are you still running your life with that belief? Are you still running your life with that kind of value that has brought you here? A new slate has been given to you. Divorce is a new slate, and I want you to take it from me today. As we go on in this conversation, I will tell you some things that will make you understand and agree to what I'm sharing with you. Divorce is a new state, a new slate given to you. And how you handle it will determine the kind of life you will live in your nearer life. I remember one of the fears that the environment, like the single mothers I see around, people who were divorced that I saw around me then. And I was like, I don't want to be like these people. Angry looking, not happy, as if the whole world is on their shoulders. I'm sure some of us have seen them. If you know this people I'm talking about, you are template. Say, hey, these people, is this what me too I'll be doing? Is this what will happen to me? You look at their children and you are wondering, will my children also go through this? How many of you experience that? But you see, that decision, looking at them and telling myself, I don't want my life to look like these people. That was the thing that saved me. And that was what changed. The divorce is not the end of your life, but an opportunity to live life again on your own terms. My family, they were trying to of course, show love, support, and all that. But when I saw that it was more of sympathy than empathy, I tried to move back. I didn't cut them off totally, but they saw the signal. Some of my siblings were even thinking something is wrong with her mentally. But I knew what I wanted for myself. And that's why I was able to craft out this, to say that divorce is not the end of your life, but an opportunity to live life again on your own terms. Who is ready to live life again on their own terms? I want to see in the chat section. How many of us are ready to live life again? And I want to see in the chat session, hey guys, deliverance or whatever it is you're looking for, the change, the shift has started. I need to see in the chat session. Yeah, I like it. Ejiro said, that's my mood. Over ready. Keji said, over ready. So I want you to drop in the chat session. Are you ready to live life again on your own terms? Nora said that's what she wants now. Get in there. Yes. Do you know that saying all these things, you're changing and rewiring some things in your brain? I want to see ready, ready. Yes, yes, yes. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. You need to know that something is shifting already. You want to live life again on your own terms. We are all balls of energy, and the energy you give out is what you take. Remember what I said, that the mindset with which you adopt, the way you handle the current situation will determine how you will come out of it. The way you handle it will determine how you will come out of it. KG Kafayat. Yes, Annie said she's ready. Na said she's ready. Thank you. And that's the energy. I want you to go on this journey with me in that energy, please. I want you to go on that journey with me in that energy. Okay. That's something, a new slate has been given to you. Every day is a fresh page. This evening is a new page. This evening is another fresh evening for you. And how you handle it will determine what life will give to you. And that's why I am saying that we should push that energy of ready to live life again on your terms. Your choices today will shape your nearer future. Your choices today will shape your nearer future. And I want you to continue to pay attention to it. For the Christian folks in the house, remember, as a man thinketh in his heart, so easy. We know all these things, but we don't apply them. And that is what I want to take you through today. Taiwo said, I'm over ready, just the fear and worry of connecting and meeting. Don't worry about that. By the time your perception changes, by the time your mindset changes, by the time your worldview changes, that situation itself will change and obey you. But you know what? You need to change your mindset. You need to change your attitude. You need to change how you see yourself. So at this point, I want us to pause and think about, I asked this question the other time, nobody responded. And reflect. Now that you know that as a man thinking his heart so easy, think about it. Those people that you saw, what kind of energy did you attract from them? For some of us that were raised by single parents, think about it. And you're so scared that, oh my God, my children, they say it's generational curse. Oh, people are saying it. You know that's how her mama come off for. Even her grandma, even her great grandmother, and so she come off for her marriage. Now she don't follow the step. And you're scared. You're thinking about it. Let me tell you something. What you choose to do differently will make the difference. And so the difference you can make is to determine to create a different pathway for yourself. It is not magic. It is not fall down and die prayers. Let me give you that gist. When I knew that my marriage was going to end, I think my daughter was about 7 months. And my father said, this thing, in that year, like 11 years ago, that was the first time I knew about MFM. I was still breastfeeding. My dad said, there's a prayer church, MFM. You know how they do prayer in MFM? I was breastfeeding, 7 days vigil, no food, just water. They say it's white. I suffered. I suffered in this life. I was breastfeeding. I did not eat. Some people are just hearing the story. I'm saying this to say that it is not about prayers. Yes, I said it. I am a spiritual person. I am not a religious person. So I know what I'm talking about when I say it is not about prayers. Because some of us, you have been on the altar. Some people are coming down from the altar of Redeem now. You went 2 years ago. You went last year. And we want to start blaming God that, God, but we prayed. God, why? You are now blackmailing God. You know those songs that we sing, all those church songs that emotionally blackmail God. It is not about that. War room prayer. It is not about that. It's about your mindset, about the attitude, the way you perceive the world. It is the way you perceive the world. Guess what? And I want you to write it down in your notes. The difference you can make is to determine to create a different pathway for yourself. Remember this, you are the creator of your reality. You are the creator. For those of us that believe that there is a supreme being somewhere, there is a God somewhere, for the Christian folks who are in this room that know that on the 7th day, God rested. Is it 7th or 6th day? And after he has rested, I'm sure you know that it wasn't God that created Bentley. It wasn't God that created furniture. It wasn't God that created Zoom. It wasn't God that created laptop. Since God rested, he gave us that power to be a creator. And that's what you're going to latch onto. You are the creator of your reality. Let me ask you, what are the hidden costs of unhealed divorce experience? What are the hidden costs? How costly can it be? Look at what I have: emotional fog, bitterness, shame, loneliness, guilt. You lash out on people. You're just angry everywhere, every time. Even your children come to you and you just say, my friend live here. You are ashamed. You don't want to, you don't, some of us, I wrote on the social media recently how that I tried to change my name. By the way, this Fowler is my ex's name, but I rock it now because I discovered that it's not about the name. The name does not define me. It is the me that is inside me that defines who I am. And if you continue to carry yourself in the pain, in the bitterness, in the guilt, and the loneliness, these are the hidden costs. If you choose not to seek healing, if you choose not to, these are the things you'll be experiencing. The impact on your children, you know what? You will go through the pain, the cycle of the pain and all that. Your children will now become teenagers. They will start acting up. They will now be saying, it's because her father and her mother separated. They divorced. That's why she's like that. They will now be stigmatizing your children again. You will now start all over again with the burden of the children. And if God will help you, you are not paying attention to your children's emotion. They now start becoming bullies, rebellious, because one parent is not there. The truth of the matter is, family is father, mother, and their children. That is the definition they gave us in primary 3, social studies. Our children are being taught same now, father, mother, and the children. So that alone is a confusion for the children. And that is why some of them misbehave, because they're not sure what's happening. They don't understand it. And you know what it is? Some of us get events like this to listen. We go on social media to read. We have friends, families telling us it is well and all that, but they don't have any support. They don't have anybody to talk to. So they bottle in because mommy or daddy have not even been able to handle themselves. So they don't even know that the children are also hurting. What are the hidden costs of unhealed divorce pain? The financial confidence declines. Even if you are the CEO or MD or a director, we have seen directors, we have seen CEOs, we have seen owners of organizations, because their marriage crashed and they go down. What are the hidden costs of unhealed divorce? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Sorry, please, can we confirm? Nora said the audio is fainting. Is it a general thing or is just from Nora? Please confirm. Okay, Christy says she's hearing. Thank you very much. Nora, you want to check your internet? Nora, you want to check your internet? Thank you very much, Amala. All right, thank you very much. So I was saying that a lot of things, a lot of pain. What are the hidden costs? Do you want to continue to stay in that pain? I'm asking this question. I'm not just saying it. Do you want to continue to be in that state? I see Uju saying that the world is cruel to single mom after divorce or separation. They tell you walk away if it is bad, but they stigmatize you. Do you get? Because you depend on them for validation. Because we believe the world should see us, accept us, take us in, because we are coming from a place of rejection. Right? So you want to think about it. What do you want to do for yourself? Even the spiritual connection, you miss it. You're not able to pray. You're praying and you think your prayers are not answered. Let me tell you something. If your soul is not in tune with your body, your prayers will not be answered. You will continue to live, to drink in pain, in shame, in regret, in all those emotions. Think about it. That you may prosper as your soul prospers. Prosperity does not come from anywhere. It comes from your inside. If your soul is in tune, if you prosper, if you live in peace, if you experience peace, your life will get a turnaround. That you may prosper as your soul prospers. There is a need for an alignment between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind before you can experience any spiritual connection. So all the altar and all that, and people come to share testimony and you're saying, God, when will my own come? God, when because you are and not aligning. There is a need for that connection before you can get it. So if you are one of those people that has been disturbing God, God, when? Why? Why me? Why did you? Ooh, what have you done? And if you don't do that, you will keep sabotaging. If you don't get healing for your soul, you will keep sabotaging yourself, no matter what anybody tell you, no matter the kind of prayers your pastor pray. In fact, your pastor will come to say, next year will be your year of double. You will say, amen. But inside you, you're saying, how will it come? Hey, you sabotage it. We now turn our pastors to people that are praying and their prayers are not being answered. Let's talk about the myth some of us live with. Time heals wound. Time heals everything. Let me tell you the truth. Time does not heal. It is not that time that heals. Time helps you. You have space to choose to do the inner work. So that journey, that period, is what they mean when they say it's not time itself, but what you do with the time that heals everything. So what are you doing? Are you stalking him or her on social media? Are you gossiping about him, talking about him, sending curses, telling your children bad things about your ex? What exactly are you doing? I just need to stay strong for my kids. Excuse me, your children. Let me tell you something. When I left my marriage, my daughter was 7 years old. She's going to be 21 in November. By the time she entered university, she was already gone. Because in a year, we only see about 3 months, except we are very intentional. And I decide to go and see her in school. So if you're saying, I just need to stay strong for my kids, it will get to a point your children will say, Mommy, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you doing this to yourself? Because they will get to that level, they will grow. And they will see that Mommy is still in that place. Let me tell you something. I spoke with a child. There's this couple, okay, they got divorced, and so their child is I'm coaching the child, and the girl was telling me how that her mom's friend was asking her that does she want her dad and her mom to come back together because they are cooperating well now, right? And so the lady just felt, since these people are cooperating well, maybe you guys should just sort it out and come back together. Do you know what the girl? So I asked the girl, I said, so what was your response? She said, I said, no. I said, why? She said, because my mom has moved on. My mom has worked on herself. My dad is still where he is when my mom left. So if you're saying you just want to stay strong for your kids, how strong is it? Are you still doing the same thing the same way, expecting a different result? Because these children, they will leave you. I'll be fine when I meet someone. Excuse me. I'll be fine once I meet someone else. Some of you wrote, you want to know how to move on. You want to have another relationship. You want to know how to do it. There is no how to it if you are not healed, if you don't work on yourself. And I will explain this to you. Statistics says that 75%, please, I want you to go and check after this meeting. 75% of second marriages end up in divorce. That is, people who had been married before, they now marry again. 75% of it end in divorce. While the first marriage itself, only 45%. You want to think second marriage, why? They have been married before. They know it. They should be able to do it well. No, because you have done it before, because you are meeting somebody new, does not mean it's automatic. If you don't work on yourself, if you don't go on the healing journey, if you don't discover and find who you really are and what exactly you want. I tell people on the Sunshine Hub community that, see, you can't go into any relationship if you don't heal. Let me explain that to you. By the time you were getting married to your ex, you came from your family with baggage. Some of us, we don't want to talk about it. All we want to talk about is, oh, it's my ex. He destroyed my life. He caused me this pain. But the truth of the matter is, when you were going into his house or when you were marrying that lady, the two of you came into that relationship with baggages from your past. The pain, we're going to touch on that as we go on. And by the time you are leaving that marriage, you have doubled your baggage. That same baggage is what you want to go and spend. That's the same baggage you are moving on with the new person with. And that is why second marriages break. Because you don't sit down to evaluate, to check yourself. Right? All you want is, all you're saying is, oh, my situation is different. He's the one that broke me. It's a lie. He didn't break you. It didn't cost you any pain. It takes two to tango. What did you do? What were the things you contributed? That behavior, that sharp mouth, that attitude. And you will say, no, that's me, right from time. That's the way I used to behave. That is, excuse me, I am not undermining our pain. I'm just being real here. And remember what I said. When we start taking responsibility for the things we did wrong, then life will begin to change for us. He did not break you. You move into his house with baggage. She did not cause you any pain. You had your own issues before you married her. So if these are the things you're telling yourself, I worked with a client who said, oh, God was punishing me. When I was single, I was sleeping with men. So God, I have seen girls who were aristos on campus that are managing their relationship. How many of you have seen it before? Those girls that we used to point at, especially we church girls, that will look at those girls like, those girls, they are going to hellfire. You know that some of us were assistant Jesus in those days, that we condemn and judge some girls. Look at them now. You will see that they are the ones that have beautiful marriage. What are they doing differently? Those are some of the things I'll be teaching you. What were the things they did differently? It's an attitude thing. It's a mindset thing. It's not a spiritual thing. God is not punishing you for anything. God is not punishing you for anything. What was my turning point? My turning point was, you know, when I was going through the divorce, I'm going to tell you my story a bit. I was raised from a polygamous home. And so by the time I was leaving, you know, I was talking about baggages. I left, you know what the drama in polygamous home is like. So I left a lot of baggages into my marriage. And by the time I got there, he said, hurting people hurt people. He came in with his own baggage. So the two of us were just doing bad clothes to one another. Hurting people would definitely hurt people. And by the time I was bleeding on him, he didn't cut me. It was the polygamy that cut me, that caused the big hurts and the pain. But I was bleeding on him. He also came in with his own. And the two of us were shedding the blood on one another. We didn't talk about it, you know, and it got to a point I was just like, what is this? So by the time I left, I had ×4 of the baggage. The pain, at that point, low self-esteem has joined. shame has become part of the baggage, right? That, oh, she cannot keep her home. Oh, Shebi, we said it. It's from a polygamous home. There's no way they can keep a marriage. You know, all those things. So I was living with quadruple of what I entered with. And you know how when we were younger, we say, I don't want to be like my mother. I don't want to be like my father. And we are saying all these things without doing anything to make a difference. And so at some point, my daughter looked at me one day and she said, Mommy, why are you doing this to yourself? Remember, I said something that I looked at everybody around me. I don't want to be like them, but I did not know how not to be like them. And so my daughter told me, Mommy, why are you doing this? Why are you like this? So that's the word. Why are you like this? I'm like how? You know what I said I don't want to be like? I don't want to be like my mom. And plus the baggage, anger, bitterness, I started lashing it and dishing it on the 7-year-old until she snapped me out of it. And that was the turning point. To say, okay, I said I don't want to be like these people. I don't want to be like this. Then how do I go about it? Did you notice that? There was no alignment between what I was saying and my consciousness. There was no alignment between my unconscious mind and my conscious mind. Some of us have gone into autopilot of our lives. You don't even know. You just wake up in the morning, you're just living and just living and just living. You're just existing. You're not living, you're just existing because of the pain. I told you, some of us, the situation has dictated the kind of life we are living. How long do you want to go? If you know that you're ready to come out of it, to come out of the autopilot mode, to come out of, you are ready to pinpoint the baggages, to address and to face them. I want to see in the chat box, I am ready, 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 ready. Ready, ready. You want a good life, but you see your life going in another direction and you're wondering, I'm trying, I'm even praying, what's happening? I want to see in the chat session, ready, 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 because it is very important. You know that song, don't let anybody take you to where you don't know. Divorce is taking you to a place you don't know. You don't even understand it. You are educated, but they can't see it. You're full of pain. All we do is put on makeup. All we need is a little trigger and we are all over. And you're like, I did it again today. So if you are ready, this decision is birthing a different you today. And please pay attention to what I'm talking about. I'm going to share a case study of two clients of mine, Tola and Amaka. Those are not their real names, but I'm going to use this name. The two of them went through divorce. These are people I know so well. And I'm giving you this so that you will know that it happened. The two of them went through divorce. I think these people were my clients in between 2022, 2023, before we started this. So that was part of the things that pushed us into starting the Sunshine Hub. Tola and Amaka went through divorce around the same time. They were in their early 30s, both with young children, and both were deeply hurt. This is Amaka's journey. Amaka held on to the bitterness. constantly replaying the unfairness, talking about, oh, my husband did this, even my mother-in-law also did this, you know, constantly replaying the unfairness. And unconsciously, she was getting herself stuck, because that's what happens. She started feeling stuck and unseen, and life hasn't moved forward for her emotionally and financially, because she left herself. She left herself in that state. Remember what I said about attitude? Remember what I said about your worldview, your worldview, about your mindset? This was a good, because this was what brought about sitting down and us starting the Sunshine Hub. So saying, you know what? We need to have a place where, so that when people start seeing group counseling, when people start hearing other people's story, they are able to relate. And this is what we do in Sunshine Hub. But for Tola saw the pain and decided to choose healing. She said, Dr. Ebu, let's do it. I don't want to keep going round and round and round and round. I'm tired. And so I said, who are your friends? If you're going to have friends that will be telling you sorry, don't allow him, you know, those things, those mindsets, don't be their friends. So you need to block them. Remember, Ore also said something about the affirmations, gave her affirmations, told her to focus, you know, focus on her children, pay attention to them, have conversation with them, got counseling and coaching and therapy for the children. I remember Tola's one, no, it was Amaka's daughter. Amaka's daughter saying, divorce is mean. I think a 9-year-old girl said, divorce is so mean. I said, why? She said, I don't want to stay with mommy, but they didn't allow us go and meet daddy. Divorce is so mean. Ladies, you don't want to lose your children. You don't want to lose your children because of what somebody did or did not do. I said something when I started this conversation that, see, you will grow up. The children will grow up. You will not start battling with that pain again. All over again. One of the women I saw in my environment, then her first child will not visit her. She was stinkingly rich, doing well as a nurse in an NPC hospital in Abuja. But she will not take care of her mother. Because growing up with her mom, the woman was so bitter. The woman would beat them. The woman would abuse them because she was not happy. She was not in the good place. She didn't get help. Women, she don't want to do that. She don't want to do that. People are talking about Iyabo Ojo. I'm sure we all saw when they got married and all the story and all that. But the truth of the matter is Iyabo Ojo is enjoying peace. You can say, oh, she's marrying somebody's husband. Oh, the man did not marry her. Forget about any other thing. Did you see that she built a healthy relationship between her children and their father? She knew what she was doing. So when people are counseling, are saying, don't worry, it is well. See, have the right attitude, eh? Don't be angry. It has happened. Just work on yourself. Do this. It is not because of anything. There is a part of our brain that responds to things like that. We call it the prefrontal cortex. That prefrontal cortex is our place of intelligence, logical reasoning. That is the only thing that differentiates human beings from animals. because we can reason. That part of the brain, you reason with it. That is what differentiates the adults and children. Because in children, their prefrontal cortex has not developed. It does not develop until age 23 or 24. So you see children behaving anyhow. It's because they can't reason the way you are reasoning. That's why they are children. Do you get? So the prefrontal cortex is awakened when you have right attitude in a negative circumstance, negative situation, like divorce. When you have a right attitude, your prefrontal cortex is awakened. You're able to reason, you're able to be productive, you're creative, you think, you are concerned about moving forward than staying backward. And that was what happened to Tola. But for Amaka, when you are misbehaving, you're angry, you're fighting, you are just saying, oh, no, all the drama. The prefrontal cortex shut down because you're full of negative attitude. You're not able to process well, you're angry, you can't think straight, you make wrong decisions. It is because that attitude that you put up is shutting down your prefrontal cortex. That's the difference between Amaka and Tola. Same life event, different mindset, different energy, completely different results. How many of you want Tola's kind of results? How many of you want Tola's kind of results? In the chat session, I want to see me. We want Tola's kind of results. Am I the only one in this room? If you want Tola's kind of results, you want to awaken your prefrontal cortex, then you are ready. Remember what I said at the beginning. We are creating a reality for ourselves, starting from this night. And so if you still want to keep doing the same thing the same way, like you have always attended seminars, you have always gone to church programs, you have listened to webinars and all that, and you are like, okay. Know that you are creating a reality and sabotaging what I'm talking about with your mindset. Right? Your mindset is your fixed mental disposition that predetermined your behavior. So you have set your mind. Usually when I do class, when I take a webinar like this, I tell people to take away the cap of the knowledge they know, put it aside, so that you can listen to what I'm saying and take it in. Your fixed mental disposition that predetermined your behavior and your outcome. You have that mindset already. And if you have that mindset, I can tell you, sit in front of me, I will tell you where you will end. I will help you to highlight the steps that you will go through to get the Amaka's results. But if you can change your mindset, your worldview, then your results will be different. The mindset you embrace as you go along on this journey will determine if you will keep going from pillar to post or you will continue to live in pains, which has also been found that when you keep so much emotion of pain, anger, and unforgiveness, the body will start responding by breaking down. Your body will start, and that's why they say, oh, they have high blood pressure. That I did my, and this is to the glory of God and to the inner work that I did. I have done my yearly medical test. My blood pressure, it's just like that of a 13-year-old girl. Am I saying there are no things that upset me and still upset me with my ex? Excuse me. There are lots of it. For crying out loud, that was the same person I left. He has not changed. So why am I expecting something different? But you know what? I have chosen myself. I choose to live a good life. I choose to go back to that girl that was growing up. Remember how we were growing up, where you compete to be on honor roll in primary school, to take first position. In secondary school, you compete, you were smart, you are intelligent. In the university, as a girl, you want to get a first class. You ended up having a second class upper or lower, which is a good one. Where is that girl? Why are you allowing marriage or divorce dictate who you are supposed to be to you? Why are you allowing the situation of life dictate who you are to you? Who were you? And I want you to ask yourself this question after this webinar to say, Nora, Augusta, KG, Annie, Kike, Amalachuku, Sizakele, Akiyemi, Grace, Muturayo. Who were you before the situation introduced you to you? Uju, who were you? What were you able to do? What kind of dream did you have for yourself? If you embrace a positive mindset, you will be able to give yourself the best life that you desire, such that the people who left you or the people that you left, when they come back, they look at you and like, what happened? I wish Christy can share her story. How that, and Christy, I need you to enable your camera and give us a nod and a thumbs up. How that after the work, after the inner work, Christy's ex is hitting on her again, like, babe, how far now? That is what change of paradigm does. Change of mindset. That is what it does to you. When your paradigm changes, when your mindset and your attitude changes, the situation itself will take a 360 or say a 180 turnaround. You will be surprised. That is when you will say your prayers are being answered. Excuse me, you will even know the right words to speak in the place of prayer. That's the truth. You will know the right words to speak in the place of prayer. So what are your fixed mental disposition? You don't need to fight. All you need to do is to focus and make life better for yourself. If you don't do that, you will continue to live your life. Sorry. If you don't do that, you will continue to live your life in the same cycle. When you have the right mindset, it will shape your perception. The mindset you embrace will go a long way to determine if you will keep going from pillar to post. I said something like that. It will empower your emotional healing. You will start seeing yourself. You would start longing and thirst. You will thirst for healing. You will be empowered. You know how that you wake up in the morning, you're tired, you're drowning, you just don't want to do anything because you're emotionally drained. You're emotionally drained. A change of mindset will help you to be so energized. It will help you cultivate resilience. It will help you cultivate resilience and fuels in you a need for personal growth. Christy will tell you the kind of trainings she's done. You just want to better yourself. You want to be the best girl or the best man that you are. You know that part of the baggage that we left our marriages with is if that's your ex. Somebody talked about narcissist husband. If that person has talked you down to say, not good enough, you're so useless. I think part of Ore's story is also that you're so useless, you're good for nothing. You will start seeing yourself like me, good for nothing. How? Me that was on honor roll in school, me and my friends. Why is it that just one person will now say something and that's what we will believe and we'll start running our life with? The change of mindset, the change of perception will help you see yourself in a different way, and it fuels you in your inner man. It will shift your perception about life and helps you to redefine your identity. You know, when I said it that at some point I wanted to change my name. In fact, I went on Facebook to say no, I wanted to change it. So if you go on Facebook now, you not see a Ebolomo file, you see Blessing Ebolomo. I was having a kind of identity crisis at some point. And I had to talk to myself like, excuse me, the name does not define me. I am me, fearfully and wonderfully made. But if you want to choose to be in that same state that you left your marriage with, insanity. It's Albert Einstein that said it is not me. It's Albert Einstein that said it. That said it's insanity, that when you keep doing the same thing the same way and you're expecting a different result. So you keep doing the same thing, you keep carrying your life, living your life with the same mindset, and you expect yourself to have peace. You expect lines to fall for you in pleasant places. No wrong now, possible now. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to have a change of mindset. Your worldview needs to change. I said it the other time that you cannot continue to solve a problem with the same mindset that created that problem. You need to start doing things differently, and you cannot do that without healing from your past wound. Why we all have the mindset that our problems started with our marriages, the experiences, how he or she treated us, how he or she has destroyed our life, how he or she is the reason why we are where we are today, we want to pause and ask ourselves, what is it you are doing that is not adding value to you? What are you doing that is not adding value to you? All the baggages you carried from your upbringing, it is the way you saw your mom handle relationship. That's the way you're handling your relationship. Or the terrible experiences of life that you had. All this contributed to that mindset you're living your life by. And so you want to think about it. The environment where you grew up from. All this contributed to who you are. Contributed and help you develop the mindset that you are living your life by. So you need to start thinking. There is a class that I will be hosting. And in that class, I'm going to take you through all these paradigm shifts. In that class, I will help you. We will first of all go through the therapy stage. We will talk about the baggages that we brought in from our marriages, from our upbringing, from the significant environment, the situations that we have gone through. We will go through, I'll take you through the therapy. That's a healing process. We will wash that system off. If you are ready, I want you to drop in the chat session. You don't want to continue to live your life. Remember what I said? I said pause and ask yourself, what is it you're doing that's not adding value to you? Please, we are going to take responsibility for ourselves. Remember, every other thing will be added. You know, Christy said something when she started. She said something about, oh, she is the Messiah or something, and it sounded funny, but that's the truth. I have been called to do this. Part of the things I told myself was, I'm going to change the narrative of divorce such that people that are divorced will come back. People will look at them and will not believe that they have gone through this. As a matter of fact, I believe that everything you're going through now is for a purpose, but I'm going to expose you to it. If you are ready, I want you to drop in the chat session ready. And that class, you want to join the class. At the moment, the class is 200,000. But if you're on this call, I am giving you for 80,000 naira. I am giving you for 80,000 naira. Check the chat session. I think the admin would drop something. So if you are ready, remember what I said. Remember what I said. Now is the time. This evening is the beginning. You know that thing we say that it's the beginning of a new dawn in your life. Excuse me. It doesn't happen in church alone. This is the beginning. I am super convinced of what I'm talking about. It is not mouth. I understand it. I know how the mind works. We're going to be talking about the mind, the power of the mind. We're going to change the trajectory. You heard when Christy said she knows Ore. We all know Ore. For those of us in Sunshine Hub here that knew Ore when Ore came in, please drop something in the chat section. It's going to be a turnaround. It is not about prayers. It is about changing something about you. Remember when I said, by the time you were moving, you are getting married, you came in with a baggage. And now you left the marriage with quadruple baggage. Quadruple. Let me tell you something with this slide. I said something about an alignment between your conscious and unconscious mind. Not until there's an alignment. You will keep sabotaging yourself. You will be praying, you'll be fasting, but you will keep sabotaging yourself because you are operating from your unconscious mind. And these are the things we're going to be talking about. I'm going to teach you how to capture your unconscious mind when your unconscious mind is making you do things. And you will now start aligning your unconscious to your conscious mind. Until you make the unconscious mind conscious, it will direct your life and you will be calling it fate. How many of you know that? It's my fate. That's how God make it. That's how my own destiny is. It is not. Until you make, it's not me that said it, it's Carl Jung that said it. Until you make your unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You know, some of those things I say is generational. Oh, because her mother or her father married 20 wives. So he's also on that part. Oh, because the mother did not live in marriage. Oh, that's why her life is also like this. Excuse me. It is not anything generation. if you have the right information, you will live your life in a beautiful way. Your paradigm influences the way, that is your worldview, influences the way you feel, the way you see things, and how you react and respond. Some of you see divorce as, oh, he did me bad. That's the way you're seeing it. And that's why you are reacting the way you are reacting. And to change your paradigm, you need to be courageous and non-judgmental. So what are the limiting beliefs? What are the limiting paradigms you have held on to from your upbringing, from your significant emotional experience of life that you went through, and the environment, the people that raised you, your handlers? What were the things? What were the beliefs, the way to live marriage, the way to interact with husband, the way to be a wife, the way to be a man? That has delivered the result that you got. You want to change the kind of results you want to start getting. If that is you, let me see in the chat box, me. I want to change the results that I'm getting. I'm not getting the feedback. I don't know what's happening in the room. I don't know what's happening in this room. I'm not getting the feedback I think I want to get. If it is you, you want to get a different result. You are tired of blaming people. You are tired. You see, one of the paradigms that I changed was God hates divorce. The day I got the analogy, and I'm not going to share it here, I'm going to share it to you in the class. There are deep-rooted beliefs that we carry that we don't know. Remember, let me give you an example of some of the beliefs, but this time not even in divorce. You know how when phone, handset, and iPad and all these things first came, and they were saying, oh, don't use phone in the church because evil, hey, this, oh, that. How many of you remember when COVID came? What did we go back to? Even that church that condemned television, they all went back on that. These are deep-rooted beliefs that are sabotaging our growth. So what are those limiting beliefs? Limiting worldview that you're running your life by? I like that. God hates divorce, but doesn't hate the divorcee. Beautiful. Beautiful. So are you ready to walk the path to sunshine again? Some of you in your mind, you're saying, I am too busy. Excuse me. Healing saves time later. Remember what I said? When the good book says he will redeem the time that the locust and the palmerworm have eaten, that's what healing does. It won't be delivered to you just like that. You have to do the inner work. It's expensive. 80,000 if you want to do it now. Admin, please drop the link, the account details. Because after this webinar, it goes back to 200,000. If you have been praying, let me tell you, God does not owe anyone. Everything we need, he already given us. Everything we need for life and godliness has already been made available. But you see, if you are not ready to make a difference, you will keep sulking. You will keep crying. You'll be in the same place, doing the same thing and having the same result. You can't get a different result. The person you're becoming is the most important. Let me tell you something. Naturally, the life does not give you what you desire. Life does not usually take you to the destination that you desire. So you need to learn to swim against the tide, and that's what we're going to be doing in the class. teaching you how to swim against the tide. So if you're ready to walk the path again, I want to see in the chat session. Ready, ready, ready. You can't rebuild your life on broken pieces. It's not possible. You can't rebuild your life on broken pieces. You need to heal first, then you will rebuild. Do you know what that good book, when the good book says pouring the old wine and new wineskin, what did the good book say is what it will burst? That's when people boomerang. Pouring new wine in the old wineskin is not possible. Something needs to be done. We need to declutter the baggages that you brought into the marriage and out of your marriage. Right? And these are the 3 phases, the 3-phase healing roadmap that we'll be going through in the Sunshine Plus. The Sunshine Plus program includes a therapy session, a 5 weeks, once weekly, 1 hour, 30-minute session, and a 60-day healing journal for cognitive restructuring. And so at this point, I think, do we still have Isaac in the room? Before I go into this, my next slide. Do we still have Isaac in the room? Admin, please spotlight Isaac. Do I need to stop sharing?
Yes, Isaac should be in the room.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Good evening. Isaac is here.
So at this point, I want to Isaac has been on that journey with me, and I want Isaac to share his experience, so that this is a man, this is a man, and we have quite a number of them that are ready to talk about it, but because we don't want to waste your time. So Isaac, I yield the mic to you. I want you to, admin, could you please spotlight Isaac? Isaac, I want you to
Okay.
share the experience.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. And
Hi, Isaac. Good to see you.
good evening. Yes, good evening. And thank you for today's session. Okay, so for me, the whole journey, I want to meet with you. Okay, so let me put it this way. I've actually done some therapy before meeting Dr. Ebun. But again, it's a journey. But there are some things that didn't really, really align for me as I went on my journey. But after my after the intervention with Dr. Ebun, I would say my journey was from broken to blooming. For me, was a mind shift of every art to healing ways for me as a person, because at a point in time I began to share with her my thinking, what my thought process looks like. Maybe I'm just weird. But based on her response, intervention, some of the practical things that she taught me, it helped me to be able to understand who who I was, what I'm becoming as a person, and what I'm meant to be. I would say that intervention was like a garden for me. Was a place where I began to shed my layers, began to water my roots as a person, dare to grow again. I found laughter in my grief, wisdom in my wounds, and as well power in some of the pulses I've had as a person. Was really a great intervention. And apart from that, the group itself has helped me as a person. It has actually helped me a lot. It came into my life at a point where I needed a safe space, not just to talk, but to be where I want to be. And through the shared stories, the truths, the tears, for me, I've been able to find the piece of myself. The piece of myself that I feel I've tucked away over time. I've been able to grow in terms of clarity, wisdom, and as well be able to put my thought into a very simple thought. And as well, overall for me, has been the courage to actually show up fully for who I want to be, who I'm meant to be. And so far, it's a journey, let's be honest. But on that journey, I'm becoming more of who I'm meant to be. That's it's really been more of light and uplifting for me as a person. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Thank you so much for coming to share this. So guys, this is just for us to know that what we're talking about is real, and you can have it happen for yourself. You can have it happen for yourself. And that is what the Sunshine Plus program is all about. The offer is for this webinar, if you're on this call, you pay 80,000 naira. You pay 80,000 naira. Admin, am I right? Because I don't think this is saying the same thing. Is that what the chat is saying?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So 80,000 naira if you are on this call. And this offer is within 48 hours, I guess. As admin, please let me know if that is it. And the class starts in September, on the 19th of September. So you might want to screenshot this page to have the details. And if you have any other question, I will like to listen to your questions. And if you want to learn more about the Sunshine Hub, these are the links. You can, these are the links you can, and if you make your payments, the phone number is also on the screen for you, the number you will interact with that will note your payment. And at this point, I would like to take in our questions. Do we have any question? You want to raise up your hands or you want to drop your question in the chat session? Let me see. Do we have any question? Remember what we started with. Remember what we started with. This is a turning point, and the energy is very important. It is the energy that you give out that you will take in. Okay, Ajiboye, do you do a long-term therapy session for kids? Yes. We also have a class which is starting on the 15th of this month. Thank you for asking, Ajiboye. You can go on our Instagram page, sunshineup.24. Admin, please drop the link to Harmony Heaven class. Please, the class starts on the 15th of this month, on the 15th of August. The Harmony Heaven class and therapy starts on the 15th of August. This is for 30,000 naira. This is for 30,000 naira. You might want to take advantage of that too. It is for our people on the Sunshine Hub, but because you're here, you might also want to take advantage. Please, I love this question, and this means that this person is very concerned about the children. A lot of us pay attention to our own feelings, and we forget that these children are also part of the equation. These children are part of the equation. They see it, they also are feeling it. They know it, but nobody is asking them questions. Otherwise, teachers in school are labeling them. Their friends are laughing at them. Do you know the kind of pain they go through? So you want to take advantage of that. I mean, please drop the link to the Harmony Heaven class if you want to register your children. The class starts on the 15th of this month, and this is going to it's going to be during this holiday. We usually have this session for children when they're on holidays, because you know what we do now. A lot of us, we now send those children to boarding house, let them go and face it there. You know, that's part of our strategy, but that strategy does not work. Okay, somebody said there's a question from Ido on YouTube. Admin, can you please get the question? Oladaya, please drop the question here. Somebody said, can you briefly explain how one can manage separation before taking it further to divorce? So, separation, it's a period where you just leave one another to rethink. I always say that divorce is not always the answer. Divorce is not always the answer. We have had a conversation on the Sunshine Hub group where we have people come up to say, if only I have known this, maybe we wouldn't have ended in divorce. So you might want to reach out, call that number and book a session. Let's talk about this separation thing. Let's help you walk that journey, because I have also seen people who were divorced saying, oh, I wish I got this information. I wish I know about myself before now. This marriage wouldn't have ended in divorce. So yeah, we can talk about it and walk you through the journey. The person also says, how do you explain in words to the children the reason why they can't visit their dad? So there's no straight response to this. Call the number and book a session, then we'll talk about it. See, children need to be told what is happening, but there's a way you talk about it to children. We have the age-appropriate way of communicating this. So if you take the class, all this journey will come easy for you, because you would have been healed and you're going to be talking from a place of power, not from a place of pain. A lot of time we talk from a place of pain. Why? You don't want, they can't go to visit their father. Why? So if you call the number, book a session, then we'll be able to hear what's happening around, what's going on, ask questions before we know what to tell you. Idowu from YouTube. Okay, Idowu said she's ready, just thinking how I can care for my 3 children with me, a 9-month-old boy, when I and the mother separated, now 1 year old. Now 1 year old. He was 9 months when you and the mother separated. The others are 6 and 4. I begged her to come back, but she refused. Idowu, please pick the number that is on the screen. If you can see my slide, you will see the phone number. You might want to just, because one cap does not fit all. We need to find out what's happening. If we can speak with your wife, like I said, divorce is not always the answer. You know, there's no bad marriage anywhere. There are no bad marriages. We just have 2 disempowered people. We just have 2 disempowered people who have found themselves in a situation. Like I told you, you're coming with your baggages. And so you are confused. You are in pains. You mess it up. You are bleeding on one another. But we can talk about this. Okay, so we have, the admin has dropped. So Idowu, I hope I have responded to your question. Thank you very much for sharing that question from Idowu. Thank you, Oladayo. Thank you, Oladayo. Idowu, kindly reach out and reach out to the number and we can talk about it. Taiwo says, after healing from divorce, after years of growth and learning, and one desire to remarry, can you, let me tell you, one of our clients is getting married this August in Canada. We have member of Sunshine Hub all over the world, North America, Canada, UK. One of our members is getting married this August. He's remarrying, but there's a way to it. So yes, the answer is yes, we can assist you. We'll take you through the journey all over again. It's just like going through the premarital counseling journey. But of course, the healing will come in because it's now different, because you have the quadruple number of baggage you entered your marriage with. So we help you heal. We talk to the new partner and help the new partner know that, okay, are you aware that this person is divorced? And what are the things? So there's a template that we use in handling that situation. Thank you very much, everyone. Any more questions? Do we have any more questions? Do we have any more questions coming in? Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. I still have about 42 people on the call, and this is so, so beautiful. If this has done something to your mind, to your mindset, please share in the chat box. If you have not wasted your time, if this had added value to you, please let me see your feedback in the chat session as we round up for this evening. I still have Joy, T, Gbemisola, Chinwe, Kristen, Taiwo, Peter. How has it been for you? KG, how has it been? How has the session been for you? How has the session been for you? Anyone as we round up? Thank you, Tammy. Insightful. Thank you. Gotten value, Oluwatosin. Thank you. Thank you. I want more feedback. I want more feedback as we log out of this call. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. And with this, we come to the end. I look forward to having you in class. Please remember to call the number. The other option might be if you want a payment plan. If you did not meet the 48 hours time mark, if you want a payment plan for the 200,000 naira, you can still call and interact with the admin on the number that was shared. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a beautiful rest of the evening. Have a beautiful, beautiful life on this journey. Can you enable your cameras? Let me see your beautiful faces. Don't worry. Remember what I said, divorce is not the end of your life. It is the beginning of a new dawn of your life. Divorce is not the end of your life. It's just an opportunity for you to live life again. If you want to join the Sunshine Hub community, I projected the link. You can also reach out to the admin when they share the link with you. I look forward to seeing you at the top. And remember, your experience is a tool in your hands. You have been called to be a savior to some people. So do you want to take the step and turn your perception, your mindset, and your worldview so that you can have a beautiful life? Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.